my dear friends. Myself is Dr. Akhi Mishra, working as an associate professor in Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, Pharmacy Institute. So, in this lecture we will discuss about antiviral agents. This is part 2. This is the second lecture of having the topic antiviral agents. Okay. So, before discussion of antiviral agents, as we all know that viruses are what? They are obligate intracellular microorganisms. Just wait a minute. They are obligate intracellular microorganisms that target viral process must penetrate host cell. Actually, what the thing is कि these viruses are very intracellular in nature. That means they always go to host cell. Okay. So, if any drug have to be active or if any drug have to give action against these virus, so those drug must penetrate the host cell, then only they will be active against those viruses, because these viruses are very tiny and intracellular, having very microorganisms. So, they are resting, they are having the phase, they are in the phase of host cell, right. So, if any antiviral drug is there, then it have to penetrate the host cell also. So, antiviral drugs are what? They are a class of medication which is useful for the treatment of viral infection. Viruses are, as we have discussed, obligate intracellular microorganisms, because these microorganisms, bacteria survive by their own. They produce their means they are having their own enzymes, they produce their synthesis proteins and all those things. But these viruses are those types of microorganism that works by using the machinery of the host cell. Okay. So, most antiviral target specific virus, either they are active against HIV, against herpes, but some are broad spectrum antiviral also, because sometimes they must be active against a wide range of viruses. Unlike most antiviral drug do not destroy their target pathogen. Instead, they inhibit their development. A medication or another agent that kills virus or inhibits their capability to reproduce is known as antiviral agents. Now, again I am giving the virus life cycle, because we have discussed or we are going to discuss many examples of antiviral agents. These antiviral agents are of such type that they either inhibit any of the phase of the virus life cycle. Okay. Virus life cycle comprises of total 10 stages, right, and these antiviral agents are inhibiting either of the any 10 stages which are there in the virus life cycle. How this virus multiply, how this virus invade the microorganism? Actually, the first process, the first phase is adsorption. They go and got adsorbed on the outer surface of the host cell. Then they penetrate. What they do? They penetrate into the host cell. Then what will happen? Uncoating occurs. Uncoating means they give their DNA to the nucleus of the host cell. All these things are happening in the host cell. Suppose I am a patient, so in my cell this virus is first adsorbed, then this virus is penetrate, then this virus get its viral DNA uncoated. Then what will happen? Transcription. We all know that in the process of transcription RNA synthesis takes place, right. So, early transcription occurs, early translation occurs, then late transcription, translation occurs, and what will then happen? Condensation takes place. Condensation of what? The capsid proteins as well as the genetic material, they all get condensed, then assembly take place and they are then released. So, in this way one virus gives 2 virus, 2 gives 4, 4 gives 8. In this way they got released into the human cell, because all these processes are occurring in the host cell only. So, if a single virus enters into the host cell, then it will replicate itself within this host cell only. Okay. So, this is the virus life cycle. Now, the drug is rimantadine. The drug rimantadine interferes with release of progeny influenza virus from infected host cell. What is happens? It interferes with release of progeny influenza virus from infected host cell. Suppose a person is suffering from influenza virus, influenza disease, then what will happen? It inhibits the uncoating of viral RNA within the infected host cell, plus preventing its replication. See this cycle. What is happening? This is giving DNA into the nucleus and then synthesis of RNA is taking place. Now, what will happen? It will replicate and got released. Now, what this drug is doing? This is inhibiting the first thing, the uncoating of viral RNA, because in the you can say in the virus, in spite of DNA, they are retrovirus. So, RNA is present within the infected host cell, they are also preventing its replication. So, in this way, by prevention of replication, and it is giving its action in two ways. You can see here, the first way is it is inhibiting the uncoating and it is inhibiting the replication. So, by inhibition of both these process, both these phases of this virus life cycle, it is preventing its replication, it is preventing its growth. So, the adverse effects are pneumonia and asthma. Next is amantadine hydrochloride. The structure of this amantadine hydrochloride is this. Amantadine is sold under the brand name Gosofri. Among others, it is a medicine used to treat dyskinesia associated with Parkinsonium and influenza virus. This is caused by type A influenza virus, though its use for the latter is no longer recommended because of the drug resistant, because this is the first drug which is used for influenza, right. This is a very widely used and commonly used drug, and because of its wide applicability, because of its so much of common use, it develops the resistance. So, right now it is of no longer recommended. Now, it interferes with the release of infectious viral nucleic acid into the host cell. I have told you uncoating, है ना? Uncoating is a type of step in the virus life cycle. So, what it is doing? It is inhibiting, it is interfering with the release of infectious virus nucleic acid into the host cell through interaction with the transmembrane domain of M2 protein of the virus. Means, this is the virus cell, this is its genetic material. For the release, it have to cross this cell, right. So, what it is doing? It is interacting with the M2 protein in the transmembrane domain of the virus. So, it is not allowing the virus to release its viral nucleic acid. It also appears to prevent virus assembly during replication. See here, because this is this part assembly of what? Capsid, DNA material, capsid or whatever the genetic material is there, it is inhibiting this assembly also. So, it is first stopping. See, if we talk about rimantadine, it is inhibiting the uncoating, it is inhibiting the release, and amantadine is also inhibiting the assembly and the release and assembly. It is inhibiting these two cycle. Because all these drugs are individually given in your syllabus, that is why I am covering this. Doxuridine, it is an antiviral medication. It prevents the replication of herpes simplex virus, means it is used for the treatment of herpes infection again. It reduces the amount of active virus in your system. It is used also as an ophthalmic preparation for treatment of eye infection which is caused by herpes virus. You can see here the structure of this amantadine is, this idoxuridine is this, okay. This is not amantadine, this is idoxuridine, okay. Now, its mechanism, it is an antiviral agent, works by inhibition of viral replication by substituting itself for thymidine in viral DNA. See, this edoxuridine, what it is doing? It is inhibiting two things, thymidylate phosphorylase enzyme and viral DNA polymerase enzyme. It is inhibiting two enzymes, thymidylate phosphorylase as well as DNA polymerase enzyme, because of which transcription process as well as translation process do not take place. Transcription is not occurring because it is inhibiting the viral DNA polymerase. I have told you that the process like this, DNA, RNA, proteins, this is caused by DNA polymerase, right. So, what it is doing? It is inhibiting the DNA polymerase enzyme as well as the thymidylate phosphorylase enzyme, because it is substituting itself for thymidine in viral DNA. This is viral DNA, various types of bases are present. If the thymidine is present in the virus, so it is substituting this thymidine. So, what will happen? Here edoxuridine is there, because of which abnormal protein synthesis or no protein synthesis will take place. Next is ganciclovir. It is sold under the brand name of Cytovine. Okay. It is again an antiviral medication which is used to treat cytomegalovirus infection. It was patented in 1980 and approved for medical use in 1988. The structure of ganciclovir is again like this. Its mechanism is again very important and interesting. It acts against cytomegalovirus by inhibition of replication of viral DNA. It is again by ganciclovir 5-triphosphate, means this ganciclovir is converting itself to ganciclovir 5-triphosphate and then it is inhibiting the replication of viral DNA, right. This inhibition includes a selective and very potent inhibition of what? DNA polymerase. Again and again the enzyme which is coming in front of you is viral DNA polymerase, because this DNA polymerase is responsible for conversion of DNA to RNA, so that so that more proteins are synthesized, and if this conversion will not take place, proteins are not synthesized, next DNA of again replication of virus will not take place. Okay. So, what this ganciclovir is doing? This is inhibiting again an enzyme that is called viral DNA polymerase. And how it is inhibiting this enzyme? By conversion to another active form. The active form of this ganciclovir is ganciclovir triphosphate. Okay. Next is zidovudine. Zidovudine, the another name is azidothymidine, because you can see here the ring structure is having the thymidine nucleus here. Zidovudine is also known as azidothymidine. It is an antiretroviral medication. Antiretroviral medication means it is used for HIV. HIV is a retrovirus which is used to prevent and treat HIV and AIDS. It is generally recommended for use with other antiretrovirus. It may be used to prevent mother to child spread. This is very important point ki if a mother is HIV positive and if she is going to give birth to a child, then it can be used to prevent the mother to child spread during birth or after a needle stick injury or other potential exposure. If a mother is HIV positive and if she is giving birth to a baby, then this drug can be administered for preventing the, you can say, transfer of this HIV virus to infant also, right. This is the structure of zidovudine. Mechanism is, it is phosphorylated to zidovudine triphosphate. That means the first step is zidovudine is converted to zidovudine triphosphate, which competes with endogenous nucleotides for incorporation into viral DNA. That means viral DNA is like this. Okay. If it is converting itself into thymidine triphosphate, what will happen? Different bases are there. Because of the substitution of this bases with zidovudine triphosphate, this is called by an abbreviation ZTP. Zidovudine triphosphate competes with nucleotide which are already present in viral DNA, and when it gets by competition, when it's get incorporated, it causes the chain termination. Chain termination means due to the lack of 3' OH group, because this DNA is present in this form 3:5', right? And if it get incorporated into the growing DNA, then DNA you can say synthesis will not take place, because of which the viral can die. Next is zolcitabine. It is also called deoxycytidine. It is a nucleoside analog, again is a use for retrovirus infection, reverse transcriptase inhibitor, sold under the trade name Hivit. Zolcitabine was a third antiretroviral to be approved. This is again very important. Zolcitabine was a third antiretroviral to be approved by FND, Food and Drug Administration, for the treatment of HIV and AIDS, and it is used as a part of combinational regimen. Again I am telling you ki person to person the drug may vary. So, for these severe type of infection, combinational treatment approaches are there. So, this is a part of that combinational approach, that it is administered for the treatment of HIV and AIDS, and it is a third antiretroviral which is approved by Food and Drug Administration. Okay. Next, lamivudine. Lamivudine, see this point is very important. Sometimes you get a question ki give the mechanism, discuss the mechanism of 3-TC. So, this the thing should come into your mind that 3-TC is lamivudine. Lamivudine, commonly called 3-TC, it is also an antiretroviral medication which is used to prevent and treat HIV and AIDS. Right, it is used to treat chronic hepatitis B when other options are not possible. This point is again very important. When other options are not possible, then only this lamivudine is administered, and it is effective against both HIV and HIV-2. Right, this lamivudine is active against both HIV-1 and HIV-2, but this is administered only when other options are not possible, and it is an antiretroviral medication which is used to prevent and treat HIV and AIDS. Now, lamivudine mechanism, it must be converted intracellularly to its triphosphate form. We have seen earlier that many of the drugs are such that they must be converted into the triphosphate. That means this lamivudine is first converted to lamivudine triphosphate form, which then competes with cytosine triphosphate. Okay. For cytosine triphosphate means in the DNA, if this cytosine is present, it will compete with cytosine triphosphate and will replace it into the developing viral DNA strand, because of which elongation of viral DNA will not take place, and if elongation will not take place, what will happen? Chain termination and ceases viral DNA replication. Chain termination will occur as well as viral replication will also be closed. So, this is the lamivudine mechanism of action. Again giving you a glimpse of what we have discussed in this lecture. See, in this lecture we have seen ki what are viruses. Viruses are obligate intracellular microorganisms that target viral processes which must penetrate the host cell, right. All the antiviral drugs are those which are used for treating different viral infection. The different viral infection can be, they can be broad spectrum or they can be narrow spectrum. Virus life cycle we have already seen, it comprises of 10 stages. In different types of stages these antiviral drugs can, or these antiviral agents can work. The first stage is adsorption, second stage is penetration, third stage is uncoating, fourth is early transcription, early translation, DNA synthesis and late transcription, late translation, condensation, assembly. So, by inhibition of any of these stages it can work. Then the drug rimantadine we have discussed, it is used for the influenza virus and it is basically inhibiting the uncoating of viral RNA and preventing its release. What it is doing? It is inhibiting the uncoating. Uncoating, you can see here, is the third stage of virus life cycle. Okay. Then amantadine hydrochloride, it is used for type A influenza virus, right, and it is used for the type A influenza virus. Okay, it is used for type A influenza virus and you can see that its mechanism is it prevent the virus assembly as well as it is interfering with the release. It is inhibiting two things, the release as well as the virus assembly. Okay. So, in this way this is working. Then edoxuridine, you can see here that this is the edox. Okay. This is structure of edoxuridine and it is also an antiviral medication which works against the herpes simplex virus. And how it is working? It is also working in the same way. You can see that it is working by replacing thymidine in the viral DNA. It is replacing, it is substituting itself for thymidine in the viral DNA and in turn it inhibits the enzyme thymidylate phosphorylase and viral DNA polymerase. What it is doing? It is inhibiting two enzymes. That first enzyme is thymidylate synthetase and the second enzyme is DNA polymerase. Okay. I am just making a revision of the mechanism because sometimes you get confused. Okay. Next is ganciclovir. It is used for, you have to at least keep in mind ki for what type of infection which drug is used. It is used to treat cytomegalovirus infection. Okay. Its main action is, it includes a selective and potent inhibition of DNA polymerase. How this is working? It is converting itself into ganciclovir triphosphate. Then zidovudine, it is used again for HIV or AIDS. It is an antiretroviral medication. How it is working? Again, it is converting itself into zidovudine triphosphate and it competes with nucleoside, and what it is doing? It is competing with nucleoside for incorporation and thus causes chain termination, because it is substituting itself into the viral DNA, because of which the DNA chain cannot extend itself. So, chain termination will occur. Next is zalcitabine. It is also a antiretroviral drug which is approved by FND for the HIV and AIDS. It is used as a part of combinational regimen also. Lamivudine, it is also an antiretroviral drug which is used to treat chronic hepatitis B and it is effective against both HIV-1 and HIV-2. Okay. This point is again very important, ki what is the name of drug which is working against both HIV-1 and HIV-2? The answer must be lamivudine. Lamivudine mechanism, it is converting itself into the triphosphate form, then competing with cytosine triphosphate by stopping the DNA chain termination. What it is causing? It results in the chain termination, because of which viral DNA cannot grow, cannot replicate itself. Okay. So, we have seen all the drugs by their mechanism. You must have in your mind ki what are the different classes in which these are. Rimantadine belongs to which class? Rimantadine belongs to influenza, anti-influenza drug. Amantadine, if we talk about, it is also a drug which is used for influenza. If we talk about edoxuridine, it is used for herpes simplex virus. If we talk about ganciclovir, it is used for cytomegalovirus infection. If we talk about zidovudine, it is used about HIV, or it is used for antiretroviral medication. And see, this point is very important for zidovudine, that it may be used to prevent mother to child spread during birth. This thing you should keep in your mind. Okay. This is a antiretroviral drug, but it can also be used to prevent the transmission of HIV from mother to child. Then Zelsitavir is also a antiretroviral drug used for HIV. Now you should keep in mind that it was the third antiretroviral drug which is approved by FND. Lamivudine, also known as 3-TC, it is effective for both. The very important part is it is effective for both HIV-1 and HIV-2. This is all about this lecture, in which we have covered all the antiviral drugs which belongs to different family, because some are used for influenza, some are used for HIV, some are used for cytomegalovirus. So, this is all about this lecture.